Alrighty, well, next job then.
Next job. Um, ooh, a Spanish filler.
Ooh. Kappa says, I mean, true, I think you have a very lovely voice. I've been told that, like, once again, I've been told I have an androgynous voice online. I really don't see that, and when I talk to people IRL, they say, no, not really, but maybe, you know, they've seen me IRL, so that's different. And then, I've been told I could do ASMR if I wanted to more, but I really don't try it. But anytime I've been redeemed for yandere voice, for instance, especially when I'm playing shooters with friends, I'm told to stop that immediately.
I've been told on multiple occasions by multiple people that people have gone to sleep with my streams because apparently, just me on my own, people just find really cozy or something, and yeah, they just sleep. Or I'm that boring.
I mean, I don't. This is probably the wrong word to use, but you know, like how like the word cottagecore is thrown around, or like very
Yeah.
comfy streams, like very comfy streams that it's just kind of like, yeah, you can sit back, relax to this, and not really have to care too much.
Hmm.
That's what I feel like you kind of like fit a good vibe in, and that is
That's the
hopefully so
kind
it's
of game.
like
It's certainly the kind of games I play on stream. Like I played the Dove Romantic. I really like. I still play that sometimes. But yeah, there's a lot of
like your
things.
Pokemon size, and you know, any Pokemon game can be relaxing or high tempo depending on what you're doing with it. You just playing casually is exactly so nice and chill.
I bet. Well, I've so when I was playing Pokemon on stream, it turns out I really wasn't that. I played it because it was the new game, and that was fine. And then after I beat it, it took me forever to start playing it again. But one of my best friend IRL, she got me like really back into it over this last year or so,
I mean, we had this conversation
and
last stream on how
we did.
just because at my work we are considered a gym that a lot of my coworkers are just casually playing Pokemon Go, and I didn't know that, so now I'm getting back into it.
See, for me, it's the Switch game. So the amount of times I've played Violet again, done the DLC. They've just released a new promotion actually for a shiny that hasn't been released in 13 years. For one of the Gen 5 shinies, for completing the whole Pokédex. So that's a new goal for me. But yeah, so and then I was really insistent that the Legends Arceus, like the spin-off game, was it was really hard, it was really different, and I didn't like playing it. And then the other day I tried playing it again, and I actually got into it, and it was really fun. So I completed the story, and I've gotten most of the Pokemon I need. So yeah, it was a lot of fun to play. But now I'm sort of back on the modern games, and I do like restarting my DS games sometimes. Yeah, there's just a lot of replayability and fun I find in the Pokemon games. So yeah, I used to play casually on stream, but when I was playing Violet, I've learned more recently about the trains, the training and the raids and all of that. So yeah, I've really found my spark when it comes to Pokemon again. So if I did stream, I think I would. I love the idea of being like a Pokemon streamer, or because there's so many Pokemon shooters, but I'm not very good. I'm not very good at challenges. If I was to do a Nuzlocke run or something I often get to a point and then I'm just like, oh, well, I'm just gonna die because I don't know how to continue.
Yeah, once again, so I don't think it's necessarily a problem for you have to people do challenges just if they played Pokemon enough or so. It's rather they can't. I say it's not even the right word to use try. Just because if you beat a Pokemon game, you beat a Pokemon game. Doesn't matter how necessarily you did it. And then the challenges are there to encourage them to not just do the same thing of all right, I just got 6 Pokemon. I guess that's my Elite 14 now.
It's definitely what I do. So I like to. There was a challenge I saw, and it was for X and Y. So and it was like a Last Airbender challenge. So all the types were split up into the different nations and tribes and whatnot. And I was like, okay, I'll play as the air tribe because I really like ghost types and psychic types. So I was like, okay, I'll only use Flying Ghost, Flying and Fairy. And it was a really fun challenge. And I kind of did it with a bunch of other games because I'll be honest, I do Mono Ghost a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So, like my Sword and Shield playthrough, my sister that I did, I ended up picking all the ghost types. So I had, like Jealous Decidueye, I had Chandelure, like, because, oh my god, I love the ghost types. Like, and I had, of course, the Gengar. Um, as much as I do love dark types and my spider Pokemon, like, if I was a gym leader, I would be absolutely a ghost type gym leader.
Well, I was going to feed into my next question that I was thinking about, but first and foremost, Kappa said, androgynous voices are amazing. It's the best of both worlds. True. I mean, I know that one day, if I have the time and the money, I still want to take voice lessons. That way, I can really pass as with a girl voice. Not for anything, but just to have fun and fuck with my friends.
The old Finster.
I mean, Finster's got a lot more of a brand past just dressing. Let's be honest here. For me, I just want to do it just like a one-off, just like, make an offhanded comment in a completely different character / voice, and then just be like, yeah, no, I agree with myself. Shut up.
Originally, I harbored a slight grudge against Finster because I was like, like, because it was like, oh, it's not doing it properly, he's getting the money, and, just sort of not taking the mess out of it because he wasn't coming out. But, they've had some recent updates, and I think they're now non-binary, and they're definitely transitioning. But what I like about them is that they do a bunch of charity stuff. So, for example, because, Vince is British and so am I, there is pretty much only one accessible, gender clinic online in the UK. And Vince went ahead and donated, £50,000 to said charity.
Hey, there you go.
So the support that I get for transitioning is very much, boosted by Finn.
There you go. That's a real good way to look at it.
Kappa says you're a real treasure, Cruzy, and I agree.
I necessarily wouldn't consider myself a treasure when I'm just kind of being myself. And I feel like I'll, let me address, your previous comment first, Kappa. You said, I like to go to sleep with chill voices and sounds, but I have to sleep on my sides, and that does not mix with having headphones on. Yeah. I'm kind of like half and half. If I'm at my desk, like I am doing right now, I'd usually use headphones, or I just have a sound bar instead, that way I don't have it in my ears. Because then I can hear in case somebody's calling me, downstairs, or if my bod's barking. Oh, it's that late at night. If my dog's barking...
That's the sort of mistake I make.
Yeah, it would. That'd be a flub, and I'd make fun of him for it. But going on from that, main thing is that, it's his face. Usually I try to keep myself off, and I use earbuds whenever I'm out traveling or, at work, for instance, then. And I actually used earbuds pretty extensively throughout my college. Just because, if I have a roommate or so, I feel like I just need to fall asleep to some noise. It's not like white noise or nature noises. I literally just load up a random esports match of League or StarCraft or something. It doesn't have too exciting commentary. I can just fall asleep to talking background noise or so. And that's how I slept for all of my college career. But of course, pros and cons with earbuds anyway.
We of course, Cruzy had a sleep channel, and I would, fall asleep listening to you, or even falling asleep listening to stream, etc. So I very much was used to sleeping with headphones on.
Normalized sleep channels in Discord. It's not weird to fall asleep with your homies. Sometimes it's just good to have that intrinsic, you're on the other side of the world, but I can rest easy with you feel.
It feels like, it's cozy.
It's cozy, and it's not just an e-girl thing. That's an aside point. That just came up in conversation with a few of my IRLs the other day.
What, sleep channels are an e-girl thing?
The sleep channel just being kind of why would I want to fall asleep with someone? It's dude, you don't know. It's what say, I can see why you might think it's immediately weird, but for some people who are a lot more online than the IRLs that I know, for instance, talking to them, I made the argument of the companionship is very much so appreciated, and it's it doesn't take a little bit to just intrinsically know, hey, yeah, it is just my chat icon and like my little bubble saying that I'm here, even if I'm not saying anything. I might not even be at my computer. I could just be in the call. But that kind of, you know, level of comfort really does help some people. It's not for everybody. I'm not saying that I am definitely not claiming that. But, you know, for the people that you can help, if it makes them a lot more comfortable and helps them sleep or just, you know, gives them peace of mind. Because like studying, like silent studying calls are also just another one too. Just, you know, being able to just, yeah, it's like sitting in a library with friends. You're not expected to talk, but just having that companion there is nice. But going back to what you said about me being a treasure kappa. Sorry, I cut you off, sweetie.
I was going to say, we've had nights where, like, for example, like, we'll be in call, or we might be joined by,
the BS nights.
We've been joined by, like, Eri or Kaito or whatever, just because they wanted to be there.
They just chill.
But also, yeah, I want to sleep together tonight.
I mean, you shouldn't say that immediately on stream. People get the wrong idea.
That's the point.
You, elf, you. You. But say I am just kind of like power washing in my normal colors. So I was thinking if Ein comes on, I should really just start get a palette that matches me up with YouTube Dark Elves, honestly, here. Hair color wise and whatever, stuff like that or so. That'll be for when he comes around. But to address your comment a little bit earlier, Kappa, about you saying I'm a treasure. I'll use this in a conversation that I had with him there of how like of him talking about just, you know, male. This was like just a general conversation about like, just male health, mental health, and everything like that or so. And, you know, mistaking kindness for, you know, is like more affection question mark or so. You know, that's, you know, a common trope that you see in any. Yeah, just basic human kindness is something that you see in like any anime or anything like that or so, or like romanticism. But so like, it kind of does have its own truth to that. And to that end, I don't necessarily see myself as like the exception of like, I'm so kind, I have this charisma and being able to draw these people because of all that I'm doing for them. No, I'm not doing it for any gain necessarily, nor am I doing it because I feel like I can do so and get social credit plus 500. No, it's just, I'm trying to be a decent human being to everybody else I know. And yeah, that's literally the long and short of it. And makes me feel, and saying it out loud like this makes me feel like I'm grandstanding on, oh, I'm so humble, I'm so nice. No, I'm just saying like, it doesn't hurt to just be nice to people. Like, it's not me saying you have to immediately make small talk and smile at them, but just, you know, just be respectful. Understand that like, we're all humans at the end of the day, and even if you may not be like doing that same thing, if you may, like, you know, if you may just be the employee to the retail customer or whatever, we're all getting through things, people. So whether or not I know you as a friend, or not, or if it's just like business pleasure, if I'm a friend to you or just a stranger, it doesn't hurt to just, you know, smile back a little bit. Smile back a little bit sometimes, or just address somebody in a nicer tone.
I mean, working in customer service certainly gives you that ability as well, just to talk to literally anybody. And my best friend asks me sometimes, just like, "Oh, how are you? You know, how are you so nice?" Or like, "Why does everyone seem to want to flirt with you?" And I'm like, "What?" Like, because I did see it sometimes.
Yeah.
And then I basically was just like, because I'm nice.
I'll use one great American stereotype. You know, like, it's like American fast food stereotypes. You know about Chick-fil-A at the very least, right?
I do.
And how like the stereotype for customer service is like #1 and everything like that or so.
Well, yeah, because I've seen the videos about it being a cult.
Have you seen?
Yeah.
Do you know about the fast food chain Popeyes?
Yes, I've actually seen that we have one over here now.
Ooh, actually, have you ever been to it?
I have not, because I went to, well, we've recently got a Wendy's in our town as well, so Wendy's has started popping up in the UK as a big thing.
Fair enough.
The only reason I didn't get a Popeyes, I think, is because there was a burrito stand in the same place, in the same food court, and I love burritos.
Fair enough. I was gonna say, if like there's the two stereotypes, for instance, of like Chick-fil-A customer service. In fact, is even if like the lines are 30 minutes long, people will wait in line for them because like it's still food, and they know that it's not like the customer isn't going to get their way. They will get their way one way or another, just not even from complaining, but just because that's the customer service that Chick-fil-A strives to uphold. On the contrast, Popeyes, depending on where you are in the US especially, is very much so seen as ratchet and very much so what you want kind of energy.
Oh boy.
So it's the very opposite side of the spectrum, and it's like, it's a funny stereotype just to like laugh at a distance, but at the same time, like on the customer service end, it's just like, I'm just talking in a vacuum here. Whether it be you be retail, food service, or whatever, just being able to just at least smile and give somebody a average to above average interaction, you don't know who might need it by day.
It really does make all the difference. Like, and that's like, yes, you'll have bad days. You cannot be expected to give 100% of the time, 100% or 100% of the effort, 100% of the time. That's not human. Which, but yeah, like sometimes you can just really give those, you have those good days where and it could be really productive for you, or it could feel good. Especially if you're working like sales and you have a really good day, like pitch wise, and you end up like making a lot of your commission, etc. Like, but I mean, I'm now going to be doing a mixture of sort of admin, customer servicey at a law firm. That's my, so Flanny finally gets a job that she can be proud of, rather than, oh yeah, I work at KFC
or clothing, nondescript clothing store number 15 or whatever.
Yeah.
Real quick.
I can finally be like,
Nope.
yeah, I like my job. Anyway, real quick.
I was doing two things. I was going to address Kappa's latest 4 comments, but also going back to the Pokemon thing, I was just going to laugh. If you're playing the older games, does that mean that you're going to get to see one of your favorite namesake characters then? It's a flannery joke.
Oh gosh, I do really like Flannery. Flannery is one of my favorite gym leaders.
Hey, there you go. So, the rumor come out. Billy, does Flanny is fire?
You'll see why all my favorite gym leaders are my favorite gym leaders, and this is including like Elisa and Skylar from Gen 5.
Fair enough.
And also Candace, Gen 4. And then any ghost type leaders, like Morty and Tina.
Fair enough, then. Fair enough.
But most of them they're hot women.
Going back to Kappa's comments, I can tell being around someone I'm really comfortable with is very therapeutic. Yes, it's just human companionship is something that we need, whether you like it or not. I addressed it last stream too, of just kind of like guys need companionship, and I'm not saying this as in like, okay, that sounds very sexist when I say it, just out loud like that, but no, like, just humans themselves would need companionship, just in general. There's no denying that, and people might have different levels, but you can't deny being alone by yourself, to extents, that's not going to be the same for everybody, for what they might want out of their life, or so. Kappa then said, oh, don't be modest, you're just naturally sweet. I think I don't understand, everybody can have their off days, and listen, it's not an obligation to be the nicest person at all times. I have my bad days too, and of course, I have no obligation to be nice to people, and, I will let myself slip and just, say, screw it, I don't need to, put on the customer service voice and try my best with other people or so. But, just objectively speaking, I think I'm like a very realist when it comes to it. Not an optimist, not a pessimist, but a realist when it comes to my state of mind, life, whatever, stuff like that or so. I'm in a very privileged spot to be middle class. I don't think I'm above or below, just straight up middle class for my growing up and everything like my childhood is the normal way to say it. Wow, I feel like the sociopath saying my growing up. But I'm in a way to where I can stream comfortably. I have 2 stable jobs that I'm getting to work from or so. I'm paying my bills on time or so, and getting enough for both work and relaxation, R&R, and being able to stream, spend my time just playing games and getting to talk out to other people or so, is really a very, very huge luxury that not a lot of people can afford for any of those aforementioned resources. Time, space, money for like a decent computer, whatever, stuff like that. So if I can give back a little bit of comfort or give back a little bit of this energy or so, that's all that you can really say, people. It's just like, and once again, I feel like I am not, I'm the opposite of I'm not being on a soapbox, but once again, I'm way too humble. No, I am very privileged and I recognize that, so I'm trying to use my privilege in a good way, be it streaming out as an e-girl. Okay, maybe that's debatable among the 4 founding fathers and my ancestors that will look down upon me, but fact is, this is a positive way I am influencing my friends and my community, and being told from people like you, Kappa, that I'm very comfortable to be with, or like from D3, who says that they like me 95% for my personality, 5% for my looks. That's another topic to go on to. Then, once again, I feel like that's a big shining example of how well I've been able to work off of this. I'm not saying this as a brand, kind of like, oh, like my branding is so positive and so nice. No, it's just me as a person getting to make genuine friendships and connections out of getting to interact with people in this way, you know? I kind of droned on a little bit there. I didn't want to shut you up completely if you're just kind of staying silent for my monologue, Pointy.
I mean, it is your stream, so obviously if you're gonna...
Yes,
yeah,
but it is you as
5%
my
of mine.
guest, and eventually I'm too. So to that end, I'm trying to be respectful, and not just have me be yap 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 yap. Hey, Crimson.
Well, you asked me about family fathers. I was like, what? That's just...
Founding Fathers was just me. It's just me. It's like a Northern Lion anecdote. I was just tossing it in there for the +2. Just for the haha
I'm
funny.
founding fathers of the PG tip. Our founding fathers are Johnny Vegas and the PG Tips monkey, so I don't know what you're like.
Well, you don't have the same amount of
Yes,
patriotism as a true American, because you aren't one.
How to? Wow.
I mean, I'm just straight spitting facts. I'm just saying.
I mean, yeah, can't deny it. Not American. I don't claim to be.
Yeah, you never have, and quite frankly, for the better probably.
I make it very clear that I'm British because I think it's funny, and everyone thinks it's funny.
I mean, I feel like
And-
people make fun of the British and just be like, haha, it's there. But then the other side of the internet just says that at least you're not French.
This is true. And
Just no hesitation.
what? It's like well, I say
This is
true.
true.
I mean, I do have like French acquaintances, but like, you know, they're French. Like, oh, okay. I have met the French. I have been to France. Oh my God, they're so dramatic.
Je ne sais pas, je ne parle en François.
Like, I will not shy away at how dramatic the French are. Like, it is insane. But it's, you know, they're nice. It's very
There's so many
interesting,
strays
is
being
that,
thrown
you
from
know,
all
it's-
over. It's just loving jest now. We're just poking fun, because I was poking fun at me being American already anyway. Quite frankly,
No,
I'm
I'm just saying-
Filipino. We are some of the nicest, most hospitable people online, but in person. But online, unfortunately, we play Dota, so we are absolutely the most toxic vermin on the internet.
I mean, yeah. If not League.
No, the Philippines grew up on Dota very much so, more than League.
I more mean the League toxicity, you know, the whole
Oh,
thing.
I think it's more MOBA toxicity in general, but I still get the point.
It's true. Obviously, we're 99%.
Real quick, Kappa says,
probably-
going back to one conversation, also, that trope of guys taking kindness as something more does feel like it exists, except for me. Feels so startled at any sort of kindness I cling on to and cherish. And going off of that, Kappa, if you didn't know, my dear friend Kappa, they did make a post out earlier, I say earlier, like a good little while back on their socials, that they are, that they, you know, I say declared as if it's a debate statement, but to top off their last comment, I feel like it might be more important for me now that I've realized I'm aromantic.
You are? Or Kappa?
Kappa. Kappa.
Oh, I was gonna panic because I'm right.
You would get a panic, hello?
What? That's creepy. Like, You know, you can't tell me that after like.
I
4
mean, to be
years
honest,
dating.
dude, would you believe me if I just went up to you and said I'm aromantic?
Kind of, yeah.
I mean, I would be exasperated, but I actually don't know what kind of vibes those are, cause so I can't even be mad for a bit, cause I don't know what bit I'd try to be mad about.
I mean, in all fairness, you do. I know you aren't, and in all fairness, like those aren't like the full vibes, but especially with just how much you focus on like your work and other bits, like.
I'm just a workaholic. I don't think that's anything to do with my romantic preferences.
No, but
I mean, I'm just saying.
never mind. No, Crazy's definitely right.
I'm not married to my work now, lovely. Okay. But, going on from that, like, I'm talking to you here, Kappa, about that, yeah. First and foremost, on that trope of, yeah, guys taking kindness is something else. It is very much so an overplayed media trope, without a doubt, on certain ends. But, you know, tropes are there for a reason because it's something that people can potentially relate to and whatnot, or have seen enough to recognize it, either from other media or, you know, sadly from real life, which does ring true for some people, without a doubt. And that's not necessarily the best when it comes to it, but, no, that's life, and once again, that's why, if we can, prop each other up, and you hear me say it all the time, let's gas each other up, let's be positive, let's say yeah, heck yeah to each other on this end. And we do so, because you don't know who might need that little bit of help or so at any time or anything, so whatever help I can deliver, I'm here for. Now, this is once again, we've said this point to death, but I will keep repeating it, because some people need to really get it ingrained in their heads on that end. Cruz is a romantic type? I am very much so a, like, the only relationship I really had is with you, love. And you know how what kind of romantic I am. I am a gift giver. So much so.
I think the internet may have been a little choppy for now, like just now, but I think it's just about cleared up. I think the stream may be behind, but we'll get there.
Well, you can hear me right now, right?
I can now. It was a bit robot-y for like
Okay.
the last little bit, but obviously you just.
The only thing I was saying is, like, I was responding to Kappa's comment about saying, he said that I'm probably the romantic type, and I'd say, you've only been my first real relationship ever, or so,
Huh.
but you already know my love language. I am a gift giver more than anything, or so.
Yes, very much so. Which I love, because I love gifts. But.
And I loved you.
Oh, I do. But you do love past.
I mean, I still do love you. There's two different kinds of love that we're talking about here, too, of course. But, what's his face? Let's see here. Pro-made business happening? Yes, I am twinning D3, and we're talking about love right now. You say something? You kinda did cut out a little bit again. Sweetie. Sweetie. Oh, she is kind of cutting a little bit here, but I hope you're doing well, D3. Happy to have you here. I mean, at the very least, you made it to my stream. I don't think you made it to my lane last time around in Deadlock. That's neither here nor there.
Why did it just say job completed when it's
It
not?
did just say job complete, even though it says that this base is still... I mean...
I think it's just that I think we're having a slight bit of internet trouble, because I don't think like,
It says that I
you
am
meant
dropping
you.
frames and everything like that or so, but I don't have anything else necessarily running, so I don't know what to say.
I think it's the actual internet, because Discord's going choppy for me and for our connection, so I'm not too sure. Mine's stable still, so
Yeah, either
not sure
or,
if it's
but
your end.
we're figuring it out then, we're figuring it out. Oh, it's not the worst ever, right?
I got that full 5 gig of them, so I ain't lose now.
But I hope you're doing well, D3. Yeah, it is Maid gameplay overall. You want to try to load up the next job, see how things go?
Yeah.